Welcome to the Photographer Diaries podcast. I'm your host, David Scott Bowles. On this podcast, we talk about anything and everything photography. Hey! Yeah, I'm getting better at that, right? I do this live every time. I just think it's fun. I hate pre-recorded podcasts. I think it's, it is what it is. Everyone's got their own flair, their own taste, whatnot. But I like to be real, and I feel like my voice is really hot right now. I'm gonna adjust this microphone. So actually, I ordered a new microphone, and I'm pretty stoked. But fucking UPS, man, I hate UPS. I really do. UPS has always just given me I've just never had good luck with UPS, from packages either being stolen, which isn't their fault. I mean, sometimes I guess it could be, but yeah, I mean, I've had the worst luck with UPS, but that's a whole nother story. Welcome back to the podcast. I think we're on episode 8. I could be wrong. So, as you know, I keep these 10 episodes long. I go into another season, whatnot. So we're getting close to the end of the season. I have 2, maybe 3 big guests that I want to do, probably for the last part of the season. And yeah, I'm super excited because they're photographers that I personally look up to, and my best friend, who was recently on Petapixel. If you follow Petapixel, I don't know if they did it on the Petapixel on the Petapixel podcast, but he was on Petapixel. His company is called Silver and Cedar. I've talked about him tons of times on this, and we're trying to figure out how we can get him on his podcast, because the whole doing podcasts remotely it's just difficult. The quality's not there. So I might just fly out to Phoenix and get him on. So, but welcome to the episode. Today's episode is all about switching camera brands. I know. I think I said it on the earlier podcast. Yeah, actually, the podcast with Lejean, I said it. I wasn't going to switch Sony, but let me talk about why and where I'm going, right? So recently I've been kind of going over all my old work and looking at where I was and where I started and all that stuff. And I used to shoot Fuji for almost 2 years. I had an XT30 for a little bit, which is a beginner camera, but I was doing weddings with it and doing professional work with it. And the thing is it's such a fucking good camera. Just Fujifilm in general, you cannot beat Fujifilm's colors. The one thing that they've always kind of fell behind on was maybe their low light, and their autofocus has always been a little behind. Now, I wish I would have paid attention. But, so I recently sold one of my Sony a7 IVs. If you're watching this right now, I'm filming with the Sony a7 IV, and I will be probably selling this camera hopefully in the next couple weeks once I find out the X2S. I think so. I think it's right. The new Fujifilm, let's call it an XH2. I mean, that's really what they should have called it, because it's their follow-up to that camera. So it's their new flagship APS-C camera. God, I'm so bad right now. Their new crop sensor camera that just came out, and I'm super stoked because I wanted the XH1 forever. Just the body style, the ergonomics, but the thing is Fuji just, I don't know if they just pulled that out of their butt and was like, oh, here you go, before testing it. But there was so many problems with it. Had terrible battery life. The rolling shutter was ridiculous. Probably one of the worst rolling shutters on the market. But it had great features too. So everyone knew that when they came out with the second iteration of that camera, it was going to be ridiculous. And that's what happened. I mean, did I say Sony earlier? I probably did. I don't know. I know. It's been a long day. Fuji just came out with this camera. I think it's technically just started shipping. And that's where I fucked up. I sold one of my A7 IVs, kind of jumped the gun. And then I went to go buy the X2S, I think S, whatever. You know what I mean. I went to go buy the new Fuji camera, and it was nowhere. It was sold. It's sold out everywhere. Back order, blah, blah, blah. So I reached out to a local dealer, and they said they're going to have one hopefully Wednesday. So today is Monday. Right now I film this, be posted on Tuesday. So hopefully by Wednesday, I can go grab this camera. And I'm super excited for it. Though there are some things about the camera that I'm just like, why Fuji? Like, it's like they hit every single mark, but then they leave like some of the important things out. Like they took off the switch that their previous cameras had, where you could just switch it from still to photo, and now you have to click it 8 times before you hit video. So it's not even really a true hybrid camera, because a true hybrid camera like the A7 IV, which is honestly, it's on the market right now, right up there as probably the best hybrid camera. And I say that because just having that switch to be able to switch from photo to video within seconds and almost no delay makes it that hybrid camera. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, I know with the Fuji that you can actually customize, like they have like the C1, C2, etc. And the C1 is right above the photo, so you should be able to customize that. I'm hoping, I'm not sure, don't have the camera in my hands, I haven't played with it yet, but I'm hoping that you can customize that to the C1 for video specs, and then maybe C2 for like if you want slow-mo or something. I don't know, but I can't wait, guys. I'm super excited. You know, going back and looking at my past work, some of the best work I've created was with a Fuji camera. And I'm just so excited to go back to that. And another big reason why I'm making this switch, you know, I've talked about this before about how I feel it's really important to know multiple brands as a photographer. So many people shoot Canon or shoot Nikon their whole life. And I've always looked at it like as a perspective, like I always wanted to be different, I guess, which is, you know, it's a weird thing that to want, but I always looked outside the box, and I always wanted to be, you know, a little different than other people. And that's why I shot Sony for a while, because at one point they were the camera brand that like cool kids, quote unquote cool kids, like shot, right? Not that I want to be a cool kid, but I just don't want to be the dude that has the same thing as everybody else. And you know, and that's just something that I've always been, like always been an outsider, an underdog, whatever you want to call it. And with Sony I felt that way for a while, but now it's like, dude, you go to fucking go to Disneyland and look at every single dad with an A7 III in their hand or something like that, you know? And that's one reason. But then another big reason is Sony as a company for creators. Like there's been a bunch of photographers that have recently kind of walked away from Sony and their ambassadorship program and stuff like that, because you go on Sony's website right now, or not their website, but go on their Instagram, and as a portrait and wedding photographer, you go on there and all you see is landscape photos. And it's like they give no love to their camera. That's an amazing portrait camera. Like they give no love to the portrait creators and the portrait photographers out there. So it's also a company that, like, you know, it's very hard to become one of their brand ambassadors. And, you know, down to like Canon, for example. If you shoot Canon, you could tag Canon in your Instagram photos, and you're pretty much guaranteed to like get Canon to like your photo, maybe repost your photo, and whatnot. I've shot Sony on and off for 7 years now, and not once has that ever happened to me. And you know, it is what it is. Like, granted, Fujifilm, when I was shooting Fujifilm, I've had the photo reposted from Fujifilm. I've had it posted on their page, had them liked before. I've talked personally with people from Fujifilm. So I think it's just a better move for a creator in the long run. And it's a great company. It's a great brand. So I'm super excited, guys. I'm going to keep this one pretty short. I don't want to talk to you about everything. When I get the camera in my hands, follow the YouTube channel, David Scott Bowles, and you will hopefully be able to see my review or maybe behind the scenes or whatnot. But yeah, guys, I'm switching brands again. Bye-bye, Sony. Hello, Fuji. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you're listening on to any Spotify, Apple, whatever else I'm on, go ahead and leave a review or comment or whatever you do with podcasts. But yeah, that's it. See you in the next one. Peace.